a fake Rolex stand right in front of our show, and someone will be like, comedy show, and they're like, that sounds like a ripoff, and then they'll buy a fake Rolex, you know?
Well, they shut down my street for 2 days because Obama was going to use it like 5 minutes a day during the 2 days. So everyone had to go park somewhere else, and you couldn't go up and down the street. And then this was also, while he's doing this, it was just to raise money for the Democratic Party. And this is why the Russians are shooting down planes and shit. So people were yelling shit as he was going by on my street at about 150 miles an hour. Like, you would think it would be fun to see the president drive past your house.
Is it a motorcade or whatever?
It's not.
No.
It's not. I want him to be in a convertible like JFK.
Sure.
But I guess they don't do that anymore.
Wrong.
What went wrong that they don't do that anymore?
Weird.
The Sam and Joe show's happening at Caroline's on Broadway. That happens every Sunday with Sam Morril and Joe Mackey. Carolines.com for tickets. Also, the Carolina Comedy Club in Myrtle Beach and the Dead Crow Comedy Club in Wilmington. Those dates are beginning of August for Sam Morril and Joe Mackey on Last Comic Standing every Thursday night.
I don't have any jokes about the Kennedy assassination.
That's why we looked around. Let's get a plug going. Fez is also not himself because he's being operated on in 2 days. A piece of his hip is being put into his neck, and for some reason, that's the only thing he can think about. Instead of being here having fun, he's just thinking about his neck being cut open, and then his hip being cut open, and his hip going into his neck.
Why your hip in your neck? What's going on?
He just thinks that his neck needs to be wider.
That'll make me taller.
It's cosmetic? It's
completely cosmetic.
From the inside.
He's saying he's so sick of this old neck. It's embarrassing.
Women like a nice big neck bone. I think about doing that myself.
But Fez, you say it's all you can think about for like the last week.
Yeah. Just I picture myself. I think the weirdest picture in my head is, like, I don't even know how they do the anesthetic, but I just picture this giant mask going over my face, and that being it, lights out.
You've done that before, haven't you?
No, it's with the stents and the heart attacks, I always stayed awake.
Wow.
Kind of awake while they were in my heart,
right,
cleaning stuff out. You stay semi-conscious.
Well, when they put it over your face, because I had the appendix thing, you start to feel the gas, right?
Is it gas? It's not an IV?
You feel like, no, it's gas.
Yeah.
It's just filling up in your nose and you're choking. You're like, and you're trying to fight for your life and they're pushing it harder down and they're just screaming, go out. And
I feel that way when I put a pillow over Joe's face when he's trying to sleep.
Finally.
It's the same. It really is basically the end scene from Cuckoo's Nest. And you're just swatting at the air until finally you slowly start to give in.
You start to weaken and they can feel it.
So that's the part that has you most nervous.
Yeah.
Well, it takes about 8 to 10 minutes to finally choke out on that.
Really?
About
8 to 10 sounds like a lifetime of death.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a long time. And it's thick,
It's just weird that we're still, like, trying to fix our body with other parts of our body.
Someday everyone will think and laugh and say, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Because they're like later on you're going to have to get a part of your other hip put into that part of your hip.
Or you just take a piece of your neck and put that down into your hip.
Well, it seems like a rod or something would be more useful than another part of your body that you might need.
Well, what are you
point.
missing?
I had I have a herniated disc, and what happened was it just disintegrated. It's not there anymore.
Wow.
So they're rebuilding one with my hip bone.
Now, you can fix that with hot towels. I don't know why you're doing all this stuff. If you just put some hot towels on there, you'll feel great.
The surgeon never brought up the hot towel treatment.
He didn't advise you to walk it off.
Just walk it off. And then what do they do? They're going to drill into the hip first or into the neck first?
I guess they'll go into the hip first so
How
that
do
they're
you
ready
guess
to
it?
go.
How do you not know exactly what they're going to do to you?
It's gotta be an itinerary.
They're going to take the hip bone. They're going to harvest that, which is already a horrible sounding
That already
word.
sounds like the beginning of a horror movie.
I know, because
Yeah.
it sounds like they're going in with a thrasher or a sickle or something. They're going to get the hip bone. Then they're going to make an incision more in my throat than in my actual neck. I thought I would get like one of those Peyton Manning scars down the back of my neck, but that's not happening. So
Why,
they're
you
gonna-
wanted that?
I think that would be a better looking scar to have.
I think it's a badass story to have too. Just like chicks like a scar, I think.
You guys understand that he's not impressed with chicks at all, right? You get that? You both brought it up so naively. Chicks are going to like when you get that.
Great, whatever.
You're gonna get some great trim.
That's like you guys said, hey, that hat's going to attract bugs. So you know what I mean? That'll
It
be great
does.
for you.
It does. Very smelly hat. a lot of gnats.
Yeah. Well, this. Now, Chris, what are we going to do to replace Fez during the couple weeks that he's gone? What do you have lined up for us?
I have no one lined up as of yet, but he's
All right.
Does that feel worse or better?
I guess it feels better. No one could replace me.
Yeah, but that's almost like, let's say Letterman was out and they just had an empty desk and let the people come out and just start talking. It's almost like you're not needed. When
Yeah.
you want to think, my job needs somebody to fill in.